Hello everyone, welcome back. Today I'm going to be planting up a container with a couple different varieties of lettuce and some rainbow Swiss chard. We've got some super red romaine, regular romaine, and I believe I have some iceberg lettuce in here too. Now I know what you're thinking. Where in the world does this lady live to be planting lettuce right now in the middle of summer? And you're right. Our temperatures are averaging over 95 degrees right now. But I have an empty grow room right now that usually has lots of tomatoes and melons and things like that I seed start. So since that room is empty and I really didn't get to grow any spring crops this year because we moved in our new house so late, I'm going to grow some lettuce and Swiss chard in that room. So let's get started planting this container up. Alright, so here we have our container, and I'm primarily using compost, so that has a little bit low of a pH, so I'm going to be adding just the tiniest bit of lime, as well as some slow release organic fertilizers, like an all-around vegetable plant food, and then a little bit of blood meal and a little bit of bone meal to get these plants off on the right foot. If you're interested in exactly what I'm using, I'll leave that either in the description or in the comments below. I forgot, I have a little bit of worm castings left over from some things that I was planting yesterday, and I wanted to grab some more to throw in this container. Alright, so here we are at one of my worm bins, and if you're interested in how I harvest my worm castings and get them to this point, there should be a video up soon talking about that if it isn't up already. If I already have it posted, then I will link that in the description as well. But let's go ahead and grab a few large scoops of these worm castings. And like you'll learn in my video talking about what I do to get these bins ready, you'll learn that there are always a few stragglers from, just from cocoons and just ones that did not get baited out that I'm not concerned about really. But I mean, if they're large enough for me to quickly grab them, then I usually will. Alright, so I went ahead and removed just a little bit of the compost to make sure I had room for all of the worm castings. I don't have that much compost left, and I'm trying to save some if at all possible, so I would rather use more worm castings and save a little bit of the compost. This is way more worm castings than you need to, just enrich your soil. If you are thinking about starting a worm bin or anything like that, this is definitely way more than you need to give your containers the nutrients, micronutrients, and microbes and all of those beneficial things. But I have so many worm bins right now with finished worm castings in them that I don't even know what to do with. So that's why I'm using so much. Alright, let's start adding these worm castings. All right, let's go ahead and add the little bit we have left. Looks like we have a sticker from either a banana or an apple or something. And I'm gonna grab just a little bit more of this compost. This is my first year to really be able to put these worm castings to good use. The last 2 years of between being pregnant, having the baby, and then I was rear-ended, so I wasn't able to do a lot of gardening for the last 2 years because my back was just in really bad shape. And although it still is, it has gotten a little bit better to where with, you know, my husband's help, I can, you know, do some gardening now. And, oh, there was a big bunch of fertilizer right there. But so that's why I have so many worm castings, because I wasn't able to harvest them, and even if I could harvest them, I didn't really have anything to use them on, because I just had a very small little bit of plants growing for the last 2 years because of the baby and being pregnant and being in too much pain from the wreck. I was rear-ended by a oil tanker truck that was doing, they said, at least probably 80 miles an hour when he impacted me. All right, so that should be mixed up good enough. So let's get our plants. Alright, so I went ahead and ran in the house and grabbed some petite sweet carrots, short and sweet, a yellow carrot, and then purple ruffles basil. I'm going to put this right in the center, and then these carrots I'm going to place in between the Swiss chard and the lettuce. Alright guys, well that does it for this video. I hope you enjoyed watching me plant this container with lettuce, Swiss chard, basil, and carrots. If you like the video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more videos like this.